You know I had to bring this back. I almost didn't. I really almost didn't. This whole thing was started as a fucking joke just to get clicks for Instagram money. And I really wanted to leave it as a 2023 thing and just move on to other stuff. And after like 150 plus episodes, like what could there possibly be left to say about fucking potato chips at this point? That you know, like enough's enough. I wanted to leave it behind and call it a body of work. But as some of you might know, I went through a fairly intense surgical and medical journey. The full accounting is available on my Instagram page somewhere else. No need to recount the details here. And going through that process changed my attitude a little bit. While I was convalescing and living through some fairly dark days of uncertainty and doubt and fear and pain and anxiety, I somehow, with no effort on my own part, managed to accumulate over 50 bags of fucking potato chips, mostly donations, or they just sort of seem to drawn to me by static electricity or something. And I'm sitting in bed feeling bad and in pain and in doubt and fear, and there's all these glorious bags of fucking potato chips like piled up on my couch, some of which I knew were going to be very good. And they sort of represented to me like better days ahead, as silly as that might sound. And now that I'm on the other side of this scary thing and the problem is solved and I feel great and I'm ready to get back into life, it's time to start living those better days. And this is a representation of that. So for the time being, we're going to resume with the program. Now, I have here a bag of chips that was donated to me by a fine English fellow by the name of Robin Parks, whose fucking Instagram I can't find, so please shout yourself out in the comments so I can give you proper credit. And he sent me 10 bags of crisps from the UK, which all look delightful, so there'll be plenty of time to talk about him later. Right now, I really want to just talk about the program. But while we do that, we're going to unpack this bag of TYRELL'S cheese and pickled onion FURROWS chips. Now, FURROWS is this very sensible and very English word that they're using to describe ridged chips. I love the restraint. I love the control here. It's like in America, it's like extreme, deep, ridged, fiery canyons of flavor. And here it's just a very sensible, basic FURROWS. Very, very English, and I love it, being half an Englishman myself. And this company, we've had this company before, although we had never done their FURROWS. And their whole thing, it's like an artisanal brand from the UK. I don't know where exactly. Leicestershire. And their whole thing is like these very vintage looking British people doing very British things. And it's fucking lovely, and it makes me really feel kind of very proud to be descended from an Englishman. And we're going to enjoy this. And the flavor is cheese and pickled onions. I figured, like, I have some fucking outlandish shit in this box that was gonna fucking knock your socks off. But easing back into this, I figured let's just start with something simple and basic and accessible and branch out from there. So here we go. Got my special scissors, and once again, I'm gonna take care with the bag, although I don't know if I'm going to make any more toys with these things. Something I've done in the past, and if you were fortunate enough to get one, good for you. But I don't know if I'm gonna do it again. So, getting back into this, getting back into life, getting back into living and feeling, enjoying and loving. Very important. The pickly smell is very apparent. And here we go, just a furrowed chip. Very, very bubbly. There's a lot of bubbles on this. I don't know what the cause of that is. Probably because it's a real potato that's been fried in real oil. And this is what happens. No note of cheese in the smell. Very pickly up front. Palate, as usual, is clear. Get it in there. Take your time. Nobody's going anywhere. Well, lovely. I mean, it is as advertised. It's a furrowed chip. Opens with the pickled onion flavor and then closes with a sensible white cheddar note. Not being hit over the head with it, but nice. I mean, it's better than a lot of the bullshit American chips that I've had to suffer through. Yeah, I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm gonna knock this whole fucking bag out, no problem. Maybe not in one sitting. I'm gonna make lunch for myself now. I've been making the assassin spaghetti. If you don't know what that is, look it up. A lot of recipes for that on TikTok. Only way to eat spaghetti these days. So that's that. I think this is the beginning of season 6 of SUCKCHIPS. All prior 150 plus episodes are on a dedicated YouTube page simply called SUCKCHIPS. If you want to go back and revisit those and give me a follow or whatnot. I don't really expect anything much. I come with this and just do it for fun. And it's my way of, these are good, easing my way back into public life while I was dealing with my medical condition. I didn't really feel too inclined to be in the public eye. I'm feeling great. It's a cloud over me. I didn't feel like I needed to tell anybody about what I was dealing with. Like, I wasn't out there coming out here looking for sympathy. Not against other people who do. Everybody processes these things differently. Some people like to share. They like to reach out to people for support. I figured I kept it to my close inner circle because I didn't want to come out and be like, hey, guess what, guys? I'm going to do this thing and then fucking die. You know, and then once you let everybody in on what's happening, then there's all this uncertainty. And then you're sort of obligated to keep people updated. And what if I came out of there fucking paralyzed and fucked up? What an anticlimax. So, you know, because I figured if something terrible had happened to me, you'd just fucking never hear from me again. I mean, you'd probably forget about me. Which is fine. I don't take that personally. It's, you know, it's really funny how really on your own in a lot of ways you are in some of these affairs, and how long it takes for people to reach out to you if they don't hear from you a long time. And just, I'm guilty of that as well, so I'm not mad. Learned a lot of things about life and people going through this shit. Self-reliance, self-care, self-love, dealing with all kinds of existential issues, but always looking at this horizon of glorious potato chips, just on the edge of experience there, waiting. I mean, brighter shores, better days ahead. And this is a nice, good, sensible, solid opening to that. So, thanks for being here with me. A lot to discuss in the coming days and weeks as we come back into an even greater version of ourselves. That eclipse was really something, wasn't it? Shit. Well, anyway, thank you to all the well-wishers, friends, fans, people I haven't never even met before. Sending love. And it's really quite amazing, the commonality, some of these issues that we face with our bodies and how little support we have and how scary it all is. And reality is, maybe it doesn't have to be so bad. You know, if you commit to it and you call out that sort of inner strength, necessary. I mean, I look like to Lord of the Rings a lot for courage because I am very Hobbit-like in my own way. I like comfort and good food and good cheer and pleasure and all that good stuff. But when put to it, very much like the hobbits, I can be quite tough. And every once in a while, one is called to test themselves against challenge and adversity. And always great to find that in yourself. Maybe you didn't know what was there. So anyway, that's a lot of personal information for a fucking potato chip review. But anyway, TYRELL'S Furrows, cheese and pickled onion. Yeah. Nothing remarkable, but a worthy snack. Would recommend.